Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Premier Touch League is brought to you by SAS Sport and One Foundation. Live, it's the Premier Touch League.
And here we are, the Auckland Metro team, Short Wilcox, Tainui McIntyre is one of their strike weapons in this game. Number 12, Cody Tote, also from the New Zealand Open Mix program, playing to Waipounamu, who had a very good game in the first round here. So we're looking forward to both teams who came away second in their game to see what they come up with this time round. Manager Tony Waugh and coaches Damien Burton and Dennis Thompson. Looking for their strike power there through Dana Turnbull. Hayley Lee from the wing, who we also saw spend some time in the middle there in the last game. So here we go. The sun has come out. It's still windy on the ground here. But nō reira, piki mai, kake mai. A kio nā iwi nā hapu o nā whānau. E mihi ana here watching the Premier Touch League, the inaugural day one of the Premier Touch League. And we are about to begin with Te Waipounamu with the ball. And I have with me our own resident expert and the Touch Black Open Women's coach, Jean Marsh. Kia ora, Jean, and welcome.
Yes, third game here in the women's arena, so we've had both of these teams feature in this morning's round as well, so they'll be looking to fine-tune their work-ons from the first game and start implementing those straight away. We've got Dana Turnbull in the middle there, Michaela Nosa defending her out there, getting nice and high. Nice lift there by Quidley. And again, Michaela Nosa rising, and that's probably one of Dana's tactics to get the ball out as far as she can to reset her defensive line. And we'll look to see Metro transition out of here defensively and get some fresh legs on.
I think the winger went to the other suburb to collect that ball too, Jean. So glad she's back. She's got her hops card and she's taken the bus. She's back here at Trusts Arena Stadium as the Auckland Metro women start to make their way through the orange zone of the field.
Nice little snake run there by Lydia. Offloading here to Tiari Lang, is looking to set up Cody in the middle there. Switch up there with Lani. Cody on the back end. Lani will set to drive here. Cody will go on the outside. Show nice little cut there from Tiari. But again, up to the task. Dana Turnbull communicated quite early for defenders to stay out, and her middle men come underneath and cover that switchback.
Tote probably just taken a couple of steps too far on that one, and Turnbull being able to pick her up as the Te Waipounamu make their way through the field here.
Yep, in the middle channel now, I got Kavanagh at the back. That's a good touch there from Tiari. She's nice and strong in the ruck, and I like that a lot about Tiari. She's quite forceful in that ruck area. She does it defensively, and she also sets up quite strong rucks in the middle there too. Latoya in the middle there, she'll look to work with Potts, number 11, coming in. She played really well in the first game, utilising her skill set there. Work with Latoya here. Toya will run them around the park and get them in the right spots, and Highland will come off the back end. Looking to go the outside. Opens up there. Lani running a strong line in that link channel. First try, Auckland Metro, 1-0.
Potts was one of our young girls who went on the under-16 tour. Is that right, Jean? Yep.
Yeah, she has been. She's been through our system, and she's always been at the top of the pecking order in the systems there. So it's really, really good to see her out of the Waikato region at PTL here today. So they've been available to draft a lot of players in that haven't had the luxury of getting franchises up and running in their own arenas there, Michael. So great pickup there for the Auckland Metro side.
Yeah, look, and I'm sure after this season we will certainly get some interest from the Waikato Bay of Plenty area. They certainly have the talent and opportunity to put a team in there. But for now, we've got the draft system working where we're able to see young talent from the Waikato apply their trade under the Metro banner for this year's PTL as Dana Turnbull has the ball. She starts to set it up. She's got Hayley Lee on the outside of her.
It's Michaela Nosa and Aria working together there. And a little bit of a breakdown in communication there. Both got caught. Michaela out high making a touch, and Aria was just under as well. And Dana utilised her skill set in that with getting quite under Michaela in that corner stuff, and Aria just a little bit too late on that shot there.
They started that out, I think, somewhere on the 8th or 9th metre out, so there was certainly a lot of space there. Just the Metro women's just not getting themselves off the line and shutting that down early as Te Lang has the ball, makes her way up to the 10-metre line. Cody Tote now. So there's a bit of experience in this team.
There is a lot of, that's a nice 33 peel there from Tiare and looking for the early shift, but again up to the task defensively to Waipounamu. Lots of communication with this Te Waipounamu team, so that's helping them a lot when it comes to reacting on what they're going to do defensively. And again, a nice shot in there. Te Waipounamu will look to head to their box now, led by Janelle Kavanagh on the field there. She's nice and fit, Janelle. She could probably run another set out if she wanted to.
Here we go. The person is South Kavanagh finding the wing on that one. They're getting a few extra yards as Te Waipounamu start to get a fresh pair of legs. And you can see on the sideline there, their coach, Damien Burton. He's a walker and he's a talker, so he'll be following his team up and down that. As Dana sees an opportunity, just plays a bit of heads-up touch. Although the execution of that pass back from the winger was not one of the best. So the ball is back to the Metro.
Yep, we've got Metro here yarding out Lani with a nice, beautiful drive. Nice snaky little run there, followed in there. Latoya on the back end. Highland Potts will come in the middle. Toya will direct them, set up and utilise the skill strength of those players that she's working around with. And that was an awesome little transition play there. Having a check here whether there was control in that grounding.
Potts looks like she might have been a little bit injured in that one, just going to ground. The referee, Dali Tui, calling Te Waipounamu offside on that one. So Auckland Metro get another 6 here, Jean.
Yep, so Latoya will utilise touch one anyway and keep it quite central and then start to open up the arms, and that's a beautiful right to left pass there. For our 23 that scored 3 touchdowns in the first game this morning, so she's a nice little target there to hit. Again, they look for her out there as well. Lemus on the wing there, and they're still utilising her this side. So Metro look to kill it on this side of their box, so now Te Waipounamu have to go halfway across the field and full length for them to even have a shot at scoring in this arena here.
What would be... So just for our maybe people new to the sport there, Jean, what would be the intention of a team doing something like that?
Auckland Metro would have wanted to set up defensively their structure. So what they've done is made Te Waipounamu attack from the furthest point of the field to their box and full field lengthwise as well. So they've set themselves up defensively quite stern. But on the offside of that, Te Waipounamu have gone 5-5. Which has created a good attacking power here, and they'll look to do the same. They've cornered Metro.
Kevin had a bit of a scoop there, but just didn't come off as Scott's had the ball. She's making her way to the subbing box as Auckland Metro with good yardage through the field. They're almost at the halfway point now as Aria McIntyre. She has the ball there. That's the Bowen, one of her players, as they start to put on a strike play here. Looking wide.
Just execution for our Metro side. They actually got some nice flow in the middle, and it's almost their final pass or their final option in the dummy half arena that's letting them down a little bit in there. So once they start to fine-tune the execution, they'll start to put points on the board. Got Aria here. She'll look to utilise this first touch with a nice little quickie in there. Utilise Mecca. Great work from Mecca and Aria in the middle arena there. Aria's quite stern on making sure touch one is almost a threat at the line, and on this occasion she was aware that two defenders had locked early on her. That's probably Janelle Kavanagh coming in to assist her middle, understanding what Aria's strengths are. So again, Aria's smarts is she's playing to what her strengths are, but she's aware that defenders would know that as well, and she's utilising the strengths of others around her. So Aria's having quite a stern day today in the office.
And for those who have been watching touch over this season, you would have heard that name and seen that player in the Warriors Woman as part of the NRL Touch Premiership that we were involved in this year. So here we go. You can see Turnbull just directing play there. She's asking her players to fill in particular channels. She wants a strike dump on somebody. Here we go with a 33 pill. She looks to go long.
Yes, Dana doing a lot of directing out there with her players on the field, and she's demanding them to be in places where she thinks they should be. So here's hoping that it pulls off for her in this next set of attack that she's going to throw at them.
Good defence by Auckland Metro as they start. Their threes are getting up. Tote really promoting that middle three up there. The dummy sweep play. Oh, could have been on. The channel was open. Just unfortunate that the pass execution didn't go to hand. But
again, Dana Turnbull setting up, utilising everyone around her to make sure her options are what she wants to be. And she's always going to be on the ball at the back end of anything. So she's quite clever and quite smart in making sure everyone locks in on her. Great line. Janelle Kavanagh, number 10, just returned from Kuala Lumpur as well, and she's just a workhorse. She goes a lot with the things that not normally you get pulled up for, and the quickies and the scoops and the fancy stuff, and she's just really good at the basic stuff. Her line running, her defensive effort, not to mention she's probably one of the fittest on the park at the moment. She's just a workhorse.
So for those people just watching Janelle run that line, she started out wide, so kept her linked out wide, and then chopped in and just finding the space, beating her link to that channel, which enabled her to get the ball and get a touchdown. So again, Auckland Metro looking to go wide, just unfortunate it didn't go to hands as to Waipounamu make their way to the middle of the field. Almost looked like a pass there.
Aria stepping up nice and early defensively, assisting her link, Lydia in there. And Janelle working towards her box to get some fresh legs on.
What would it be like, Jean, to have, you've got the older players, experienced players like Janelle Kavanagh and Dana Turnbull around these young girls? What would be the impact of that?
Oh, for the young girls, it's amazing. It's immense. You can't pay anyone to teach you the game. Than someone actually standing next to you on your field and directing you. So for these young girls, it's a great opportunity. It's amazing. And then for the likes of Dana and the Haleys, you see a different Macca coming through in a nice scoop there, and she'll look to link up with someone there, border ground there. Yeah, as I was saying, the Danas and the Haleys and the Janelles, some people might call it pressure, but that's what these girls thrive on. They thrive on the challenge, and it would be a challenge out there leading these young girls around the park, and they're probably one of the best three to be able to do this, because with that challenge is demanded a lot of fitness, and the work rate that is required to run and lead the pack is immense. So these three have got all the utensils in their bag anyway. Janelle covering for a scoop here. She'll just go straight down the middle. She'll carry on running and wait for anything as well. And that's just her experience there. She's going to go through no matter what in the hope that she's going to get a play on call.
Nice hand by Metro. Totu just putting her hand out there and able to make that touch on Kavanagh as she started to make her way through the field. But again, the Metro woman coming up with the answers to stop to Waipounamu as they start. Metro start to make their way through the line. Great play.
Nice work by Potts there. She's just always looking for something else. She's always looking for a better option. She's just playing touch. She's out there running around, and whatever the defenders give her, she's having a good look around at what's happening. Long here from Latoya. Great touch there from our winger from Te Waipounamu, number 3. They're trying to hit Clemis again, number 23 from Metro. But that was a great touch there from Te Waipounamu.
The wingers are certainly getting a workout from Te Waipounamu as Auckland Metro always looking to go wide on this one. As again, their work through the field has been great by Te Waipounamu. It's just about what they can do on the line as they start to get there. A nice, strong touch. His Lee, we see, scoop through. Just unable to get through on that one.
And with 6 minutes to go, Michael, Te Waipounamu will be quite happy with where it's at the moment. It's still only 2-2. There's still a half to go, but they've got their foot in the door, and that's a good sign for them. This Metro team has got a lot of experience and some natural flair as well. So Te Waipounamu to be sitting on an even par with them with 6 minutes to go is going to be good for them and good for their mentality pushing through it in the back end of this first half.
That's right, Jean. And I was speaking to a few of the young girls after the first game, and they certainly loved the opportunity and the experience they got in that. Although it was hard, as you say, just the chance to play against some of our top elite women in the sport, to get that type of exposure and really get the intensity that you just don't get at a module level. These girls will go away and with leaps and bounds come the next game.
Yep, you're right there, Michael. So that was just with Metro there. First touch from Aria, she was really disappointed in herself there. First touch, and it was a straight handover. So they are looking for a waster in the middle there, but the unwritten rule is if we've got to retain the ball, and with that one, Aria was first touch and handover. So Te Waipounamu will look to punish them in this scenario here, which are now coming up the back end. No turnover there, border ground. Great lift there by Lydia. Just got in the channel, eliminated Janelle's options as to what she was going to do with that scoop. And Metro will look to ruck out. So they probably need to get head down, bum up a little bit more in this arena, the old Metro girls do. They're looking a little bit, and then that's it. And that's all they need, someone to change the momentum. And Lydia introduced that just there. Michaela with a late kick out. Looking to centralise herself, set up there. And unlucky there, Janelle. But if that pass had come back into the Metro player, that would have been an easy touchdown there. But Janelle, again, positioning herself in the right place to do two things at once. Maka will look to set up this first touch with a little quickie here. Almost like a slowie there, eh, Michael? But again, she's just reading what the defence does, and everyone locked under, and there was no one in cover defence there, so her quickie went to a slowie, but she still got a point
exactly
on the board, so it doesn't really matter.
She saw the Te Waipounamu defender profile really wide, so took her out and then just walked through after that and able to make the touchdown. So again, smart play by an experienced Metro team that we have here, as we've got Turnbull back on the ball. And there we go. That's a prime example where we've got a New Zealand touchback player surrounded by a couple of young ones. So the opportunity to learn as they start to look at a sweep play, just not coming together on that one. So Dana starts to reset it. Looking at it again.
I think what I would like to see from this Te Waipounamu team is just to simplify things a little bit more. The younger girls, or the girls with not too much experience in this arena, they've been directed around the park quite a lot, and sometimes touch is a very, very simple game. Sometimes it's all about going forward, making a touch on someone and getting a dummy half there. And it's almost like we're going too in depth into backdoors and running and moving around that we actually forget to go forward, pick up a dummy half and see what happens on the back end of that.
So right, and I think, when you talk about go forward at pace as we're seeing here, and you start to put 3 or 4 of those together, then you will then notice the defence tend to collapse, which then opens up doors for plays just off the back of that. And here we go, the scoop play, looking wide, winger is in the correct space, is able to pick that ball off.
They're finishing off right to left here, the Metro girls are, and obviously it's a better pass in the women's arena, the right to left, but they do have skill set of Latoa, Tony McIntyre with a left to right, and also Cody, who has the ability to throw that left to right. So I'd like to see them kind of centralise a little bit more and start hitting that side of the field. Again, that's just simple. That's simple. Go forward with a pick on the back end, and they've probably done more damage than they have in that set there than in previous sets where they've tried to run around, played a lateral game in a game that's made the defence not move. That they're more of a threat with the simple, basic skill sets of the game.
Yeah, you're so right, and they just made going down the field look pretty effortless, really, at the end of the day. And you're right, go forward, go pace, and keep your passing lane options open.
Again, Michaela here, she's having a field day out there. She's comfortable, she's relaxed, she's picking the right option when it needs to come. I mean, even that's the simple 2-step play with a quick release. Again, and just our execution, Michael, they've got the right players coming through, and the execution on the back end is just not what's making them put money in the bag, I guess. And again, to Waipounamu, if they just stick to the basics, going forward, dummy half and next runner, they're going to have half a chance in this game.
Yeah, I think so. Look, and we've certainly got, although they're young and inexperienced at this level, we've certainly got a talent coming through. I see a lot of these girls now under 16s and 18 program, so this is really going to do the world of good for them. As Kevin again, she's got that option.
She has that option, and again, it's just basic going forward momentum that would be to Waipounamu's key assets. They've got to utilise their skill strength. Their skill strength is speed, youth, and fitness. And so if they utilise that, they're going to have a good go at these Metro girls.
We've got Tote making her way through the field now. Ooh.
Great touch there from Dana. Probably, is that the try line? Oh, that's a 5-metre line. I would have said it was the try line anyway.
And here we go. It's the end of the first half here. The Auckland Metro 3 to Waipounamu 2, which has been a pretty entertaining game and some good skills on both sides. But just going back to your point, Jean, with your experience and what you're seeing, you can definitely see that the Waipounamu women have got really 3 key strengths that we're seeing so far around that fitness, around the speed, and around that. If they keep playing to that, and about just going forward and then let the game happen.
And that's the luxury that Te Waipounamu do have. They do have the skill set of the 3, and that's really all you need, Michael. If you can get your team going forward and you coming off the back end, you really don't need to direct too much around going on that's happening out on the field. So if they start on the front foot, going forward, winning the ruck, dummy half at the ball, they've always, if they've got Dana on the back of that, they're in half a chance all the time.
So we just saw, before we've just shot to a picture of Damien Burton talking to Waipounamu woman, we saw Tony Langaheitu talking to Auckland Metro. What do you think Tony's halftime message would be, Jane?
I think Tony will be quite happy with their transition on. They seem to have a little bit more flow entering into their attack end than they did in this morning's game. Execution will be what he's asking for. They've threaded the line. They've got themselves into a 4v3 scenario or a 3v2 scenario, and yet they still haven't been able to finalise that last pass or those last passes. So they'll be looking to execute a little bit more better, this Metro team would be.
Obviously, Damien Burton there, who is our assistant coach of the New Zealand Touch Break Open Mixed team. And Damien is also a teacher, primary school teacher down in Te Waipounamu area. So he brings, so the idea of it, having talking and giving instructions and in that forum is something that's not too foreign from his daily job. Next to him is another one of our coaches who is in the youth program, Dennis Thompson. So both come from the deep south and who are doing a lot of work with the touch program down there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And in here, the Metro Circuit, we've got Ori Tainu and McIntyre, who looks in really good shape at the moment, Michael. So she's looking to really put her best foot forward in this PTL series, and she's just getting the troops together. This Metro team know what they need to do. That's the luxury of having experienced among. You kind of know what you need to do. It's just about not too much talking, getting out there and doing the do is what we call it.
Yes, and sometimes when you've got a team like that, it's about bringing the attitude and going out and putting it on the field, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. So they'll be looked to start off this second half attacking pairing combo with Cody and Aria in there.
Now, for our viewers watching the game, you will notice that on the sideline where the players are standing, there are mats down on the field on both sides. That is really because of the subbing box area. And Tote going low there, just unable to get there. And that's because we are needing to protect the field area on those subbing boxes, because it's although they're standing there, it is still quite a high traffic area. So when you're looking up and you're seeing the darker greens, that's the mat area that we are needing to utilise at the Trusts Arena Stadium as to Waipounamu to get a fresh pair of legs. And
it's a nice little snaky run there from Dana. Once she gets them go forward from here, so she'll look to line up someone for herself. Or easy get a quick check back there. That's it. That's kind of all they need to start doing first before they extend their game, because that's where their threat is, Michael. That's where their threat is on the back end and with their pace. And then again, turn around defensively and put the pressure on.
And sometimes I think if these young girls have a go and just actually realise that they are doing a bit of it, that they can get that gap. They can actually put some pressure on to Waipounamu, the more experienced players. I think that'll build some confidence for them to keep doing that.
Yeah, definitely. And they've just created a turnover here. So you got Dana on the ball. She'll look to keep it central for a little bit here. Probably look to get some backdoor sweeps so she can unleash her left to right in this scenario here. Link up with a linky who she'll get to come around. And then she'll either look to follow off that back end. Nice little play there. And they'll look to bring it back here. Fifth and final touch. Neither Dana's going to step back and throw it long again. So it comes back out this side. We'll go with numbers and have a look to threaten. But defensively stern there from Metro. Dana trying all her tricks.
And although that didn't come off for Te Waipounamu Warm, what I did like is that it was still really good sweep play that they were able to run. Player was touched, recognised that a second phase option was on, and again, it's just about building their confidence as they start to run their attack plays. And here we see the Metro Women's really commanding that space as they start to make their way through the field. And really, you could see the Te Waipounamu just collapse under that speed, really, as Mackham starts to make her way through. And just
that was a great touchdown there by Molly. She's another one that I've liked running lines in that link arena there, Michael. And again, Michaela seems to just be having a bit of a field day out there. She's in control. She's relaxed. She's just quietly picking the right lines. And then you've got the work rate of Molly outside and her links outside. Lani setting up that one.
What we are seeing more from Auckland Metro this game is a more direct play through the field, especially through their yardage, and they're probably not always going directly to their subbing box, they're sticking more to the middle of the field, and that's causing Te Waipounamu middles to really work overtime, which means the links are collapsing.
Yep, most definitely. And when they've got their three middlemen, Te Waipounamu running in that middle channel, Metro's asking them to defensively hold them out, which gives them no opportunity to get on and attack. So Tony, that's probably good coaching from his end. He'll know all the tricks of the trade when it comes to players' skill sets as well. So great little quickie step back there from Janelle. She actually got the ball on a sweeper play, outside shoulder, step back in, Sable was just a little bit late in there and Potts there. Nelly was able to slide through there.
Nice dive by Janelle as well, and Potts seeing that she knew that was her person to come in, that she was just a bit slow to get off the line. But again, what we're wanting players to do is to make sure that they do recognise what needs to happen, and you can certainly tell that Potts knew what she needed to do in that instance. But here we go. Aria just sitting play there, looking to go wide. Just execution on that one.
Just execution on that one. And that's probably a really crucial part in the game. If Metro was to score there, mentally they would have put Te Waipounamu on the back foot a little bit and then been able to relax and come into it with not so much pressure. But with Te Waipounamu, it's almost given them a swing back with holding out the defensive set. They get down to the back end of the field, repeat set of 6 here, they could start to do a little bit of damage in this middle arena.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a nice little check back inside there. Dana's asking for a penalty. She's smart. She knows it's 5th and final. Give me a couple of more, sir. I just need to get to the line. It's only 300 feet away.
That's right. Come on. I'm not wearing this bandage for nothing. But just another thing that we want to recognise is that although it's definitely not an excuse, but for a team from the south to make their way up to today, our understanding is that they jumped on a plane this morning and flew up, which is a bit of a reminiscence of the Warriors in the NRL when we're at airports at 4 a.m. in the morning making our way across to Australia. So it's all part of probably, the life of playing sport, Gene.
Yeah.
I think people see the TV stuff but don't recognise that some of these players are probably left home at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, you're right, Michael.
Get to an airport.
I saw a few Snapchats from some of the South Island girls at 4 a.m. in the morning at the airport, and it's not normally the Snapchats that we're getting at 4 a.m. in the morning of girls at the airport. But yeah, I mean, that's just this would be their second game, and they'll need to mentally get up for this game because they're actually in the fight here. It's 4-3. There's 30 minutes to go. If they can swing this momentum or keep in the grind, keep in the dogfight. At the moment, everyone's just in grind mode, and one team's got to bail, and that can be either or. So Janelle is probably one of the biggest grinders out there, so she'll look to know how important this set is attack-wise, but also defensively. She'll know now that this is their time, and she'll want to reset her defensive line and make sure everyone starts working, and she'll set the tone here. She'll set the tone here with getting up, making touches, realigning.
You talk about a player who likes to stay in the grind and who works hard as Chowdy Lang is definitely one player who we've seen who can really step up and keep the momentum going as the Metro, I think the referee's calling that a forward pass. But you're right, it's all about who is going to hold this momentum and who's going to make the least mistakes.
And which referee is going to blow the least amount of whistle? No, well, they're both fair calls, and I spoke to Harley about it this morning earlier as well, and the calls that the referees are blowing are the correct ones, and so girls should have been able to adapt from watching the first game anyway, and they just haven't taken that into consideration. So again, it's almost like we've got to get on the same page or we're going to be playing against 7 players instead of 6.
Nice work, nice getting under by Te Waipounamu, their middle there.
And I know I've mentioned her quite a lot, Michael, but this is probably Janelle's 4th set out on their defensive line. And she's got a big engine, and she still managed to keep her crew up on a board. And again, this is a momentum swing that we're talking about. This is the grind, this is the dogfight, and whoever bails here would probably be the result of this game here. Again, Aria understands this too. She's making sure her team's tempo picks up a lot by just coming in for a quick flying touch. What she's trying to do is set the tone. She's trying to set the tone. She's trying to get her team going forward. And then Dana's on the back end of that as well.
And I do love that, that spirit to scoop and go, and it's probably just making sure we got a connection with other players coming through and filling those channels. But, off the back end of your 5th and final there, give it a go.
Yeah, definitely. I think when in the 5 to 6 minute mark, I think she's going to get one of those. That's her second attempt at just picking and going, and I think closer to the end of the match, she's going to get one, and it could be a crucial one at that.
But you're right. You talked about a player like Janelle Kavanagh, who's had 4, potentially 5 sets out there, and when you're a player on the field with someone who's doing that, you sort of admire them, and then realise, you've got to be accountable too. If they're willing and they're going to show us their engine, then you've got to back up the reason why you're on the field with them.
Yeah, most definitely. So this is a great set here from Te Waipounamu, and it's interesting that there isn't no Janelle, no Dana, and no Hayley out there to lead them around, and they just did the basic things right in that middle arena. So that was a great set. Dana and her leadership group and even Damo would be really proud of those girls that are holding out there, and it'll be interesting to see if they can hold them out here defensively as well. There's lots of chatter from this Te Waipounamu side. Metro coming in, nice flow there. Potts again, I'm liking Potts. She's just...
I like her ability. I really like her ability to sort of go forward real fast and then stop and then reassess.
Yeah, and that's just good touch. Inside shoulder, gets her turn, jinxes her out, and then looks for the numbers out wide. So again, we're talking about it again. It's that execution. They've beaten the man that's need to be beat, and now we just need to nail those last couple of passes to actually put points on the board for this Metro side.
Just a bit of fatigue kicking in for Te Waipounamu as we start to get under 10 minutes in this game. Auckland Metro 4, Te Waipounamu Women's 3.
Aria will look to come in here in this middle arena. Highland will probably quickly and set it up there. And she's going to go long. Border ground there. So a chance gone begging there for the Metro side. And again, I think it's due to the fact that Te Waipounamu have just been strong and solid with their second effort. Sometimes they've been caught with positionally shapes not probably as strong as you would like them defensively, but you can't question the second effort that's going in. If they've missed, if they've been beaten, they're turning around and chasing, and that's where Metro are lacking in that second effort department.
I think a referee there called the player's foot on the line. So, unfortunately, as fatigue kicks in, just your orientation about where you are on the field, you can sort of lose that as we have both.
Great lift in that link channel from number 5 in Te Waipounamu. She came in and she saw that if she was going to get the ball, then it was going to be a try on the outside. So she came up nice and high and eliminated that pass and got in that passing lane. So great work to Waipounamu. Again, they're staying in here, Michael. They're not handing this over.
The
young guns are coming in, and this is prime time for Dana now to start really giving her team a reward for all their hard work that they have done.
These girls have still definitely got the guts and the work ethics to stay in the game, and we're seeing that with countdown to 7 minutes to go. Okay, no one is giving an inch in this game.
I would look at Michaela Nosa coming in the back end here, and should start knowing how important it is to put money in the bank as we speak, and she'll direct traffic, so she's got ball in hand when it comes fifth and final, and she'll play an option where she's going to put her team she should have played an option where she was going to put her team in a scoring position, and she probably didn't need to release that pass so early. Again, execution, she had beat her middleman. Middleman was offside. She would have just been able to run through it in goal and link up with one of her players, but the offload there, under pressure, fatigue, all of those things starting to creep in, but that's when our experienced heads need to really utilise their experience in those arenas. And this is where probably Janelle is skilled and utilised. She understands. She'll know the timing. She'll know how important it is. She'll look to set up for herself so she knows that she's an option on the back end. And a great touch there by Cody.
Good touch, just disrupting that flow on by Te Waipounamu Women's. Oh, the referee sees something in there.
Dali's having a field day out there today. Because
Dali.
Whistle's on fire.
Pyro represent Dali. Here we go. Let's just see if Te Waipounamu Women's can pull something out here. We won't say anything else about that one, G.
No. We'll look at Janelle. Janelle's in the middle here. Janelle v. Michaela Onosa and Cody. Janelle will look to have a quickie here, assisted by Hayley Lee, and then they'll look at running a link player back door and probably go short side. Great touch again there by Cody. That's the second time she's disrupted that play of the ball.
Just sort of takes me back to being on the under-16 tour, Gene, where some of the work that the coaches were doing was just in the roll ball, just making sure that you control the ruck area and you get a clean roll ball. And we're seeing that here, where players probably a little bit tired, just a little bit sloppy in that area, which is critical.
Yeah, and we're talking about the ruck ball, and number 6, Tiari Lang, she's probably one of the best at it in the game, actually, and she's one of my favourites. She's just strong in the areas that you need someone to be strong in, and a lot of our skill set is the natural flair to play touch and eyes up ability to play touch, but we can't actually play touch if we don't have a good strike dump.
You're so right. It's all those basics. When you add them all together, they actually mean a good quality game. So you're executing the touch, you're getting clean ruck ball area, you're dominant, you're actually controlling those areas. And here we go. Turnbull, she starts to bring her young charge through the field.
If they go numbers
here we
here,
go, we've got numbers.
Yep, and they'll finish off there on the wing. There we go. 4-all.
It is all on. The One Foundation replay, beautiful hands. It's actually raining there, and I was just wondering whether the link was going to pass the ball. Needed to pass the ball, but it is all on here. Auckland Metro 4 to Waipounamu Women's 4. You talked about a momentum swing here. No one is giving up an inch. Everyone is holding as much as they can as the Auckland Metro women start to make their way through the field.
I know, 4 minutes to go, so that's the dogfight. That's what we're talking about. Te Waipounamu stayed in there for so long that they've just got to find second effort here now to play off this defensive backhand. But with the skill set of Aria and Latoya in the middle there, it's a hard task.
Great.
These two have got skills to burn in this middle arena.
Beautiful communication by Kavanagh there. I think I could almost hear her from up in the commentator box there. But for players who are watching, men or women, you can just see the direction. You can see her pointing. You can see her mouth open. She is calling out instructions to make sure that that line is as tight as possible.
Nelly knows how important this is, and Dana needs to put herself into a position where she's in a scoring opportunity, whether she pleads for a penalty or whether Aria gets an intercept and it doesn't come off. But that's perfect. This is a perfect scenario now for Dana.
It was certainly a high-risk pass by Dana, but so they're lucky to get their ball back. So it's about making sure that they're in the right space on the field, giving themselves the best chance. If we've got a sweep play here here we go, second phase, ball in hand, opportunity, and again, just execution there, regardless of what the weather we have. But we're in the final 3 minutes, people. Stay tuned here.
Metro will look to come to their box, and again, if we look to get Michaela Anosa on there in that middle arena, should have she's been having a good couple of goes at the line, and she'll be looking to threaten. And all really Michaela needs is a good strike dump. She's clever enough to find her way around the park, and if she's got a good setup in that arena, she can come off the back end. Also Cody, and we didn't get that far.
Unfortunately, again, execution. Tote just unable to pull that ball in, and it's happening both ends here. We're asking players, especially at this time, especially our touchback players, we really, this is the time we need them to stand up here and show that mental fortitude that really shows why they play at that elite level. And again, let's see what the Metro team can pull out of their head at this one, and whether Te Waipounamu women can keep them off their line.
Good saving touch there from, is that Haley? Haley in there. Also assisted by Cass. Oh, I've just seen Cass. Cass has been too far away. I haven't had my glasses on to see Cass, but Cass is playing in that link channel. Very, very experienced player in there. So they've got some good communication and good experience out wide, getting the middlemen that probably haven't had enough experience in this arena to start doing the work.
Here we go.
Again, a good set of 6 with no Dana, so it'll be interesting to see them just play basic touch here.
Again, there's quite a few drop balls in the last 60 seconds, Jean. It's not the level of skills that as the Touch Black Open Women's coach that you're wanting to see.
No, it does get a little bit disappointing. I know there's 40 seconds to go, but the game's simple. The game is simple, catch and pass. And if we're having difficulty in that arena, we're struggling quite a lot. And again, Aria with a great long ball out to our winger. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish off that one.
If we look across the line of the Waipounamu women's team, they are a young bunch on there who are holding up. And I think there was a second set that they were able to keep the Auckland Metro women's off the line there with Hayley Lee. And here we go. We have a draw here. Auckland Metro and Waipounamu women's with a 4-4 draw.
4-4, great effort. That was an interesting game, Michael. Very error-ridden. And the basics of the game we kind of put on the back burner a little bit. We talked about the grind. There was something good about the grind. They stuck in it. Both teams stuck in it, and it wasn't until Te Waipounamu broke at the back end of that to equal up this game at 4-4. So that's it for the Metro team today. That'll be them done and dusted. So they've finished the first PTL game with a draw against Te Waipounamu, and they went down this morning to the Northern Strikers. Te Waipounamu this morning played the Raiders, and the Raiders are a classy outfit that came up. The winner trumps in that game, and they've managed to secure a draw in this game. So not a bad effort from Te Waipounamu. They're a young team, and a lot of inexperienced players in there, but I think their leadership pack led them around the park quite well today. And our team's now just in their final huddle, saying their thanks. And I guess the Metro girls would be saying a huge thank you for Te Waipounamu to even coming this far. It's a huge effort. Early morning flights, the cost and everything else that's going to come into factor here, that they've managed to make the trip and even put the women's game out on display this afternoon. So that'll be what Metro would be saying in that huddle there. And Dana would be just excited that her girls get to have a little bit of a go at this level. And she won't be disappointed at all. Should be quite proud of her bunch, and she'll be quite happy with the result of that game today. We'll head over shortly and we'll get them interviewed, both Aria from the Metro side and Dana from Te Waipounamu. So they'll look over and have a chat to Michael, and be interesting to see the different comms that'll come from both these captains. So Michael has Dana now. Over to you, Michael.
I have with me the captain of Te Waipounamu women's team again, Dana Turnbull. An interesting game, that one.
Yeah, it was. It was a close match-up across the park. Both teams rucked hard, played hard. Rain came in for a little bit, but handling errors weren't too bad, and we gave it to each other. It was physical, really physical game. So
it certainly was, and I tell you what, for the last probably 90 seconds on the field, you had a lot of your young girls out there, and they really showed what they're made of.
Oh, definitely, 100%. About improving, and it's about development, and chucking them in the deep end is the way we want to do it. It's the best way to grow as a player, and some of us older legs weren't really holding up, so they did us proud out there. They were awesome.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job. You and the girls, well done.
Thank you very much. See you soon. Cheers.
Cheers. And we'll bring in next Aria. We have to go up and tell Pat how to say that. But hey, another really interesting game for the Auckland Metro Women's.
Yeah, we started off quite disappointing, come away with a loss. But like we say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and we can only get better. And that's our goal, to improve every game. So that's what we will keep working towards. Yeah,
I think you came away with quite a lot of positives. Your transition through the field was a lot stronger, and when you had the strike play, you probably just took some wrong options sometimes down on the line.
Yep, and that comes with the game of touch. You either hit it or you miss it, so that's how it goes.
Yeah, hey, but anyway, all the best and well done for your team for the first day of PTL.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, and that's us here wrapping it up from the women's round of the PTL. And we'd like to thank both of those teams. It was a hard-fought match and a great ending. Cheers, thank you.